We're already in July! Hey everyone, this is Video Game Love here, and welcome to another edition of Games That I Finished, where I look back at all the games I beat for the month of June or May or whatever. I cannot believe we're in July already. Where has this year gone already? We're already in July. Halfway into 2023. But anyways, I finished 10 games this month. First time, I believe, since March that I finished double-digit games. And I'm looking, hopefully I could beat way more for this month. So without further ado, we begin. We're going to first start off with Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 on the Game Boy Advance. I finally got around to playing through this port. And for some reason, I never had the time to finish it until this month. And I thought it's a good port. It plays just like the second game, much simpler than the console ports. But I still really like Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 on the Game Boy Advance. Now we got two PS2 games, Narc for the PS2. I actually mentioned this a few times throughout my pickup video. I actually came very, very close to calling this an underrated gem. It plays pretty decently. It's a modern version of the arcade game of Narc, but the problem with this game is, man, are the last two missions annoying as hell, especially the last mission. You're gonna die a lot because of these stupid ass turrets that they shoot you, and it can kill you in less than 5 seconds. One thing I really do not like about this game is if you arrest someone not the way that they want you to, your reputation goes down. And if your reputation goes below 50, you're suspended. You can't do any of the main missions until your meter goes back above 50. It's so stupid. I don't know why they did this, but I still think this is a pretty decent game. A really fun game in my opinion, but can be annoying. Next up, we have Jaws the Unleashed, or Jaws Unleashed. Boy, is this game flawed as hell. Look, I understand a lot of people really love this game. I get it. You know, it's a pretty cool concept to play as Jaws, and this is where they got the idea of Maneater. But man, is this game rough at times, man. There are times that the controls can be stiff. You're gonna have to really use your head to beat some of these missions. It can be really annoying. Thankfully though, this game doesn't overstay its welcome. It's a really short game. You can beat this in like 2 hours. It's really short. It's not a bad game, but it's not a very good one in my opinion. But I know that a lot of people really like that game. Alright, we finished two PSP games. We have SOCOM Tactical Strike. This was the one SOCOM game I actually did not really want to play because it's a tactical game, but I decided to finally give this a chance, and it's a pretty good, decent game. But man, it's some of the missions in this game hard, and I believe the two that I had the most hell was missions 4 and 8. Missions 4 and 8 are played with so many respawning enemies. It's ridiculous how many enemies are there in these two missions. You are gonna die a lot. Good news is there's checkpoints, but man, you fuck up during a checkpoint, you might as well start the mission all over again. This game is pretty damn hard, in my opinion, but it's still a good game though, but it's not my favorite SOCOM of the PSP. Next up, we have Star Wars Battlefront for the PSP, Renegade Squadron. Now here's a fun fact. When I bought this game along with a few other games for the PSP lot, I actually thought this was Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the PSP. That was missing the campaign, but I found out that this game is actually exclusive to the PSP, and there's another one that's exclusive, and it's a pretty decent game, pretty good game, but it's really short though, and it's kind of easy, but I still had a good time with this game. It's a really fun Star Wars shooting game, so it's really good. Alright, next up we have two DS games I finished. Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2. So let's start off with Iron Man 1. This game is really weird because I thought it was a beat 'em up, and for the first mission it is, but for the rest of the game, it's a shoot 'em up. You're actually Iron Man and you're just shooting things like if it's a shmup. The missions are a little repetitive, and man, the last mission, if you don't upgrade your weapons, you are fucked in the last mission. But I don't think it's a bad game. It's just whatever. I do think Iron Man 2 is the better game, and it's made by the people who did the DS versions of Shattered Dimensions and Web of Shadow. I believe that's what it's called. Let me check. Yeah, Web of Shadows. It's a little bit better than Iron Man 1, but still not really by much. It's just an okay game. They're okay games. I don't think they're really bad licensed games as some of them are on the DS, but they're okay games. And then the last 3 are emulating games. So I finished the Saturn version of House of the Dead. I don't think that version is bad. It does look really bad. I mean, graphically, it looks horrible because it was rushed out and it wasn't the system for that game, honestly. But yeah, I still had an okay time with it. I also finished Cabal on the NES. I thank you, NES Addict, for that recommendation. It's a port of the arcade game, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that game. And last but not least, Jaws on the NES. Yeah, ain't that funny, right? I beat Jaws. Jaws Unleashed, Jaws on the NES. Easy, very short game. You could beat it in like 20 minutes. So I decided to finish it. So those are the games I beat. Let me know what you guys think. And I'll see you guys on my next video. Can't believe that we're already in July, man. See you guys later. Peace.